So welcome everyone to Thursday Yin. My name is Alex. It's always an honor to be here each and every week. As remember, that daily practice is a living wisdom. So we're going to tune into that daily practice through our own living wisdom of this moment, our presence perfectly in the present moment. So let's lie down on our backs, getting nice and grounded. Because remember that synonymous term with yin is surrender. And we're just gonna do some gentle tailbone tilts. Just nice and easy. I'm not even coming off the floor right away. Just very gentle tailbone tilts. And as we do this, breathing all the way in through the nose and all the way out through the mouth. Right, breathing all the way in and all the way out. Good. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 3. 2. 1. Beautiful. From here, bring your feet a little bit closer in towards your hips and just start to lift your hips up just a little bit. We're going to start here, right? Again, you don't have to go very high into the bridge pose, but again, I'll break it down into levels. So this is level 1. This is where you're going to be holding. I'm going to grab my timer so that way I can just talk and not have to worry. Good. So level 1, right? Just lifting up nice and easy and just staying here and feeling, getting into a good way. Right, level 2, again, walking those hands a little bit towards the ankles, grabbing hold of those ankles, and then walking those shoulder blades underneath. Right, knees can be in, knees can be out. Right, heels can be inward, outward. Right, play around here, feel. And so level 3, you can go even higher. Right, you can use your elbows. And some people like to hold on to their thighs, just helps them visually, just keep their hips up high. And placing your hands underneath your glutes, and when they get a little bit sore, you just lift them back up. And again, another level, you can clasp your hands together, interlacing the fingers, or seatbelt the grip, and then just walk even further, and that helps you just frame it a little bit more. By bringing that scapula together, everything shoots up. My favorite is just this pose. I like to connect everything. And again, relax your neck, tuck your chin, relax your neck. Now, hips go up. As the hips go up, heart goes down, right? So all your weight is coming here. So if I could grab my weights, they're just too far, but I would show you, I'd hold my weights here, and I would show you that this is where all the weight is going into the chest. And that's where you want it to be. That's why the head can come off the ground, right? Because we're not pushing into our necks. Right? It's all in our shoulders. That's why we bring our shoulders together. That's what gets us up higher. Right? As you push the hips up, I find the higher I push up, the more relaxed I am keeping it up at that higher position, the easier it is to hold longer. Because your body gets into a good way. It just starts to accept what's happening, and it starts to crave the feeling of upward mobility. Breathing all the way in, breathing all the way out. Nice and easy with the breath. I know it's hard. And remember, you can always modify, right? You can always come down. You can always come out. And just as we say that, you are free. Hooray! Slowly lower down. That was 3 minutes in bridge pose. And just slowly start to bring one knee down at a time. Again, notice on both those rounds, I didn't even bring the knee down, right? There's no need. It's all nice and strong sensation, right? I want to work my way slowly into it. Our next movement is going to be a twist, so not to worry, right? Focus on getting that nice internal stretch. That nice internal stretch, what they call the ravine, right? Moving down from the hip through toward the tailbone. Right? Feel the energy's coming from the psoas all the way down through the iliacus. Right? Feel from the solar plex down towards the base of the spine, towards the first chakra. See, now it starts to open up, and you can start to really bring that knee towards that heel or towards the floor. Now, when you're ready, we're going to roll over onto the left side, full fetal position, get nice and comfortable. And again, getting comfortable may mean grabbing a bolster and placing it underneath your head. Remember, this is your practice. And again, if I don't do it, you won't do it. So again, I'm going to encourage everyone to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you know why. That's great. Okay, we're going into our twist. So again, the knees are in alignment with the hips. If you know you have the ability to super twist, you can always cross, right? Ugh. You can always cross. Bottom over top, top over bottom. I prefer top over bottom because it keeps top down. Okay? Now from here, when your knees are stacked or crossed, put your left hand right on top of that right knee. And now underswing the right arm out to the right side. And as you do that, look over right shoulder. It's just that simple. Right? Tuck your chin. That's why the bolster really helps. The bolster allows you to tuck your chin a little bit more and really get down into the heart center. Again, we don't want to hyperextend our necks. We don't want it to be curling this way. Remember, if the curve is convex, we want it to go concave. If the curve is concave, we want it to go convex. Why? Movement is medicine. Right? Movement is associated with youth, with performance. Right? Movement is medicine. And if that's not clear to you, trust me, in 20 years, as more studies release themselves about the cerebellum, about just general areas of the brain, default mode network, or default network mode, nucleus accumbens, dopamine release, limbic system, amygdala activity for fear, right? All of this is affected by movement. Movement plays a really strong effect on our minds and our bodies because they're not separate. They're the same. Right? The deeper we stretch the body, the deeper we stretch the mind. And so the practice of Yin is all about surrender. What is surrender? Right? It's giving in It's not giving up. So we give in, we surrender. And then it just slowly from this comfortable position becomes about finding an edge in that comfort. Again, I can feel it in my back. There's a little place. If I just twist a little bit more, not too much more, just a little bit more. And then, in order to access that inaccessible space through the asana, we move to Patanjali's second limb, which is pranayama, which is breathing. So in the yin, first thing we do is get comfortable. Next thing we do is we start to breathe. And the reason why we start to breathe is because we want to find that comfortable edge. Still on the edge, still behind the rope, right? If there was an edge, there's a rope, and that shows you where the safety is. But you want to walk all the way up to the rope. Good. Just stay here for just a moment more. And take one deep breath in. And exhale side out. Now behind closed lips, deep breath in. And then last time, just with a nice gentle sigh. Beautiful. That was over 4 minutes and twist. Goes a lot quicker than you think. Good. Slowly rolling over to the left side. Find your way in fetal position. And it's 5 minutes, the whole experience. And again, just move that hip, right? Forward and back. One of the things that we do when we find that comfortable edge, if we can get there, and I really want you to encourage it on this side, right? Get comfortable, find that comfortable edge, and then once there, relax. Because that's really the full extent. When the body is comfortable, the mind can relax. The body cannot truly experience relaxation unless it's comfortable. It just is an oxymoron. It's like bittersweet. And yet, that can exist, right? Right? But ultimately, right, it's the bittersweet symphony, right? The connection between that two, between those, seemingly opposites, right? So again, when the body is comfortable, the mind is relaxed. And so that's why we seek that comfortable edge, to really show ourselves the empiricism of our liberation, right? Of our yoga practice. And that practice of yoga moving into pure experience, which is realization. Good, let's roll over onto the other side. Again, I'm gonna disappear from you for just a second, but don't worry, we'll talk it through. That's why I have the earbuds, so my voice is always at the same level, whether I'm facing you or away from you. Good, getting that fetal position. Again, you can cross the legs, right? Top over bottom, bottom over top. I prefer top, bottom over top. But again, placing that left hand on top, right hand on top of that left knee. And then underswing. And if that's uncomfortable, you stop here in the chicken wing. Right? Left side is usually harder for most people. So again, don't think what you can do on the right side is the same as left side, and vice versa. So as we're here, we know we're hanging out for 4 minutes, breathing all the way in and all the way out. Right? Feeling it from the knee to the hip, from the hip to the heart, from the heart to the shoulder, from the shoulder to the fingertips, and then from the backside, from the fingertips to the elbow, elbow to the scapula, scapula all the way down through the spine, all the way back into the hips. Fill up the belly again. Supple, sweet, kind, loving. Exhale fully through the mouth. Push, push, push. Belly button makes its way towards the spine. And again, you're getting a massage to all your organs. You're giving a massage to all your muscles. And you're giving a massage through all your connective tissue. Ligaments, tendons are being affected through this practice. And when we do this practice every day, we stretch the body, but we also stretch the mind. And what are we stretching the mind into? True relaxation, right? Doesn't have to be externally induced. Cannabis, opioids, alcohol, right? There's lots of things that can induce a state of relaxation externally, chemically, which is great. It all serves its purpose. But in yoga practice, we're internally looking at the apothecary. We're internally learning about how the movement is medicine and how the consciousness, the subjective feeling of being ourselves. Let's be comfortable. That's the first level of the medicine. Let's find that comfortable edge. That's the second level of the medicine, because that's a scary place. But that's us exploring the posture through breath, exploring the asana through pranayama, and then getting to that third place of the mind, which is where you start to self-identify as relaxed. Your self is relaxed. So instead of being self-centered, we're now focusing on the self. And really to the center of that self, right? Who is at the center of myself? Who is the one calling the shots? Is it me, or is it a reactive me? Or is it someone else imposing themselves as me, right? So authenticity is a real key to every yogi's door, right? That's what we seek. Good. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out as we slowly start to roll over back onto right side. Deep breath in behind closed lips. And one more time, just nice and light. Beautiful, so powerful. Again, just start to move around those hips again. Just moving it around, feel. And when you're ready, let's come back onto our backs. Draw our knees in towards our chest. Give ourselves a nice squeeze. And let's spend a full minute just enjoying whatever it is we would like to enjoy. I'm going to go again into windshield wipering the knees side to side, dropping one knee down at a time. That just feels good for me. But for some of you, it might be tailbone tilts. Right? There are many things it could be. Whatever that thing is, just allow it to be and breathe. Because remember, the word best, the word better, all the things that we're here for to make ourselves better, to communicate better with ourselves, to be our best selves, to have the best form of communication. Well, the root of those words is the word be. And so it's not about anything else. It's not what we do. It's what we are. Yoga is all about being. Oh. All right, fantastic. Now from here, whichever side you prefer, left or right, take your time to get there. Just roll over and slowly come up into a comfortable child's pose. And we're gonna work our way there together. okay? So one of the things we can do is, if we have a bolster, is to put it in a good way. So again, you can put it under your knees if you like, or you can, even better than that, if you have a blanket, right? Again, when it comes to the knees, we don't want to fool around. We're only given so much meniscal tissue. And if we're working, again, this carpet is fantastic, but it's a little thin. So yeah, I could take my yoga mat and put it there, but again, I like my yoga mat where it is. It can stay just where it is. And I'm just gonna take a blanket and just open up my knees now. Let my hips come into it. We'll set the timer. And then we'll slowly make our way down. As we slowly make our way down, first bring your elbows to the ground and start to move your body forward and back, side to side. And then as you do this, stretch the arms out. And as you stretch your arms out, keep that connection hips to heels. You see, hips to heels. And as we keep that connection hips to heels, right, you're pushing back. And as you're pushing back, keeping that hip-heel connection, now you can bring your forehead to the ground. Once the forehead's to the ground, you're really working at getting your armpits down towards the ground. Because again, gravity is pushing you down, right? You're feeling the first minute of every yin posture is about getting comfortable. Well, how can I be comfortable if I don't work my way into it? A lot of teachers, when they teach yin, they just put you in the posture. But how do you know what feels right? How do you know what's real? How do you know what you're struggling against? And what is just pure suffering that's never going to change? And again, if there's a knee issue, again, coming up, you can always take the bolster and place it underneath your knees. And do your child's pose like this. Just takes that pressure off again. So again, this is your practice. You have to find your variation of the modification. It's very, very important to do that. And as we do that, right, we're getting better at allowing and receiving just the alignment to naturally unfold. And like I said, from the fingertips all the way through to the tailbone, from your nose all the way down to your toes. Breathing in what the earth is breathing about. Right? Feeling this immense sense of prostration, right? Being able to bring the forehead to the floor, to pray, right? To ground, to guide yourself. In yoga, our ego is our amigo. We're trying to liberate it, not destroy it. Liberate it from all the selfishness where we feel separate from our source, from ourself, and from others. To yoga is to yoke, to connect any two into one. So yoga is the prescription. Yoga is the preemptive work to keep you from separating with yourself. There's no split personality. There's no dividing line. You are one with yourself in oneness. No separation from the source, no separation from yourself. You could run 10,000 miles in this moment in any direction, and you would not be able to run away from yourself. Once you're aware of it, that's where the yoga really begins, through the awareness. And this practice is here to acknowledge that. All those sensations that are coming about because we're stretching in this way. Relaxing, letting go, letting be. Okay, you're starting to see different things. Right, slowly now, from what you've seen here in the child's pose, slowly start to walk your hands up. That was 5 minutes in child's pose. And as you walk those hands up, right, finding a place in what we call puppy dog and just really letting it go. All right, side to side. Feel. Shifting weight from left hip to right hip. Cat-cow in the spine. Let's make our way up into tabletop position now. And as we get to tabletop, continuing this free flow. And now really deviating from me now and going any way you want. What do you want to do? Back to child's pose. I'm doing this little hip happy smile where pushing hips forward and pushing hips to one side. That's what feels right for me. And that changes as I just let the flow move through my body, as I let go of any insecurities and just feel the security of the space, the security of this moment, the security of this practice. And that's the blessing. That's my blessing. It's your blessing. We are blessed to be here, living our best life when we're on the mat. Why? Because we're taking care of ourselves. There's nothing better than that. Well, you could say taking care of others, but that's not true, because you can't really take care of other people unless you've learned to take care of yourself. Mother Teresa spoke about it. Without a connection to God, which is her practice, that's what a lot of people called her the great yogi of India, because she truly understood that her practice was her own. And then it extended to everyone else. And look at the magnitude. Look at what she created. And there's been so many yogis. Explicit yogis or implicit yogis. Yogis who call themselves yogis and yogis who are just living yoga. Who really find it for themselves and share it with others. And these people are great people in extraordinary ways like Mother Teresa, and they're great people in ordinary ways like you guys. Each of you have your own extraordinary, ordinary grace and story because of the yoga. And that's something we always have to take inventory of. All right. That was really, really a nice, beautiful break. So I'm going to see if I can fit. I think my legs can slide underneath the couch. But we're going to come down now on our elbows. And as we come down on our elbows, we're going to stretch our legs back. Yep, I can. So we got to come a little bit more forward this way. Good. It's looking like a triceratops. There we go. Fantastic. Now coming back, push your elbows in towards the floor, lift up. Push your elbows in toward the floor, lift up. Couple times, diving down, diving up like a dragon. Right, moving your whole spine up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Use your elbows, push up, squeeze your glutes, look up. And now start to relax your glutes, right? For some of you, you'll want to relax your head. That will feel better. I like to keep my head up until I don't want to. So again, I want to feel that alignment. I want to feel that surrender. I want to feel that yin. And just like with bridge pose, coming into Sphinx, right? You can line everything up with the back bend. And that's why I'm showing you just with the elbows. This feels perfect for me. Again, all my weight's on my elbows. That's why I can lift my hands. My glutes squeeze are now relaxed. Feet are nice and open. Again, open them up a little bit more. Give myself a little bit more space. And then it's all about that breath. Now that I'm comfortable, now it's all about that breath. Good. Feel, feel, feel. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Feel, feel, feel. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And again, if you'd like to go deeper, hands out to the side, and then you just straighten the arms. So you go from the frame of the short frame to the long frame. And as you straighten the arms, that's the long frame. But that's only for those who have the flexibility. Again, it's not for everyone. So whatever you choose to do, just choose one variation. If one becomes too much, right? If straight arms is too much, just come back down to elbows. For me, straight arms feels even better. I can push that heart forward. Lift my head up a little bit higher. Oh, there's that sweet spot. Right? And am I comfortable in that sweet spot? Yep. Why? I can breathe. If I can't breathe, I'm not in the comfortable edge. I'm too far. Right? And we don't want to save that for any class. We can try that. We can do asana as exercise, but that's not what this class is. This class is yoga class. And in yoga class, all asana is our energy. And all breath is awareness. And energy always follows awareness. Never the other way. Until it does. And then the awareness follows the energy. And you become one. You become yoga. Energy always follows awareness. Awareness always follows energy. There is no separation between the two. There is no difference between your asana and your pranayama. There is no difference between your posture and your breathing. Why is there no difference? Because there is no difference between the mind and the body. They are one. Good, guys, and just slowly lower down, down, down towards the ground. You can use your hands as pillows and just bring right ear, left ear to the floor and just relax. Start there. And then take a full minute to do what you want. You can just be here. I always like to bring my heels and my hips together. And again, same move. I love to twist. For me, twisting is just that beautiful intermediary. It's how I open the heart. It's how I communicate between my head and my hips. Twisting is just so good. One of my favorite things to say is that, when it comes to ourselves, we have to be gentle and compassionate. And so I love saying this to myself because it gives me a lot of freedom. Freedom where other people wouldn't have. And that's, we can bend our own rules, right? We can twist our own rules, but we can never break our own rules. And so the consciousness, right, the subjective feeling of those rules. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Right? Why are you saying this? Right? Through the yoga practice, we learn how to practice what we preach by being the change we seek. Right? So we're becoming good people, right? We're not good people, right? We're both good and bad people. But we're becoming good people because we are good, right? It's not something we have to achieve. We already are it. Right? And just like driving school, look where you want to go. Look where you want to go. Travel in the direction of your journey so that the journey is the destination. All right, fantastic. And let's slowly bring one knee up. So this is my right knee. And just start to push back, push back, push back. This is known as half frog. So one leg is straight, other leg is bent. And again, before we go to full frog, just feeling it out in half frog. And again, I'm on my elbows. You can also be on the ground, right? Just move it around. Just feel whatever's tight and release. Whatever's tight and release. Help ground it. If you were just in the posture we were just in for the full 5 minutes, right? You felt it. You're going to still feel it. And now we want to channel it. We want to let it go down, down, down into the ground. So all that strong sensation is out of the way so that we can feel, again, just what it is to be in a different posture, a different asana. Good. Stretching the other leg now. Bringing that left knee up. You got to come up to your elbows to do it. Right, staying here, stretching it out, moving those hips left and right. You'll feel it. It's like turning a key in a lock, right? Or picking a lock, right? Why are you locked up, right? What is locked in the body, right? And using the proverbial pick, right? Through the micro movement, picking at it, untying the granthi, untying the knot. Ooh. And then, of course, lying down and getting nice and comfortable. And your half frog. All right, good, fantastic. I'm going to turn and face the camera. It'll just be easier for you guys to see. So I'm going to open up my blanket a little bit more because my frog can get sometimes surprisingly wide. So again, I'm just doing this because I don't like to have any soreness in my muscles. I don't even want to go there. Been there so many times with yoga mats that I just always encourage more support. Right? You want to have as much support as we can get. All right, so let's see. Good. All right. So from here, what we're going to do is I'm in a tabletop position, so that's all I'm in. Right? You see that curve in my back? We don't want that big dip. So we really want to curve upward. Okay, that's the first stage. So once you're here with me, I'm now going to turn. And now once you have that curve, kind of like cat, but we're not dropping our heads, start to open up your knees. And as you open up your knees, keep your arms where they are, keep curving your back like in cat pose, and just lining it up and see if you can bring the insides of the feet to the floor so that your toes are facing like goddess. And then again, I'm going to show you from the side. So now I'm like this, and you'll see that your back will want to do this. No, keep curling it. And as you curl it, push back. Open up those knees, push back. Again, that's as far as I can go, right? And that's where I want to be for my frog. See how my hips are naturally aligned with my knees? I can't go further back. So once you find that spot, you keep your curl and then come down. And then you start to straighten your spine, feel it, and go into your variation. Because again, if you keep that curl and you keep those hips and those knees one on top of the other, you're gonna feel that beautiful goddess posture here lying on the ground. And again, I'm gonna flip around so you can see. And again, yeah, this carpet is way too thin. Right? A mat would be way too thin. That's what I always tell people. The mat is way too thin. And again, feeling that curling cat, right? Coming back, I got it. Oh yeah, I'm there. My feet are open now. Great. Coming down, one arm at a time. Right? Hips up, hips down. Moving it through. Feel. Getting comfortable with the posture. Oh, now I'm comfortable. I can relax my head. I can relax my head and just find that perfect position where my hips are over top of my knees and they're opening it up like in cobbler pose. But it's not cobbler pose, it's goddess. Goddess is when we're standing. I like to call it sometimes Egyptian, right? Walking like an Egyptian, that dance. I believe it was early 90s or 80s. That's the feeling, right? You want to get into that openness of the hips, like we find with cobbler pose. But even more so, because frog is really putting us into splits. And so as you can see, there's little tiny micro movements. Why? I'm getting comfortable. And it isn't until I find that breath, that comfortable edge starts to appear. And then once in the comfortable edge, just breathing deeply, letting the breath do most of the work. All right, keep. Again, press that belly button back towards the spine, but in frog, you can actually imagine that your belly button is moving towards your tailbone. The more that happens, see, I started doing it, and now my legs want to open up even more. I mean, it's very easy to break through, but we don't want to break down, right? That's the difference between quitting and surrender. Quitting is breaking down. Surrender is breaking through. Good. That was 4 minutes. Slowly coming up. Oh, time flies when we're having fun. Lean forward. See, I'm coming forward. Drag those legs. And just lie down. It's coming to a good way. Again, just massage it out. Ground it on the ground. Ground it on the ground. Right? Feel. I don't think I've ever said it so obviously. Ground this sensation on the ground. Right? Why do we call it grounding? Well, key word, ground. And that's what we're feeling all around, right? Is that ground. And ultimately, the verb grounding, right? The verb of that noun. No different than yoga. If there was a verb for yoga, it would be yoga-ing, which would just be being or beingness. That would be its expression. And get the legs a little bit more involved. Relax your jaw. Always remember that tension can form in the jaw involuntarily as that vagus nerve wanders through your body from your enteric system, from your gut, bringing all those sensations up towards the head. Beautiful. From here, let those legs stretch out behind you. Oh man, does time fly. Oh, we're having fun. Good. Turn around and lie down on the ground. Stretch out your legs. 5-pointed stars, stretch out your arms. Take a deep breath in and out. Squeeze your glutes, release, right? You feel the lift and relax it. You can squeeze your thumb at the same time and just release it. This is the mudra of the mind. So if this is the mudra of the mind, then I would say that this is the mudra of your body, because this really does send a nice signal for the body to just let go. Any tension, let go. Any tension, feel, and then let go. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's squeeze and hold. Hold the breath, hold the glutes, hold your thumbs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, relax your head, and exhale, let it all go. Let it all go. Whatever arises during the Shavasana, just let it. Sometimes your temperature can really drop, so maybe that blanket that you had earlier is now going to be on top of you. Again, as we start to slow things down, as we start to become more yin, remember the only reason we see the moon is because it is a reflection of the sun. Right? There is no light onto the moon. There is a light from the sun. The moon itself has no light. That's why I love that last line in Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Right? There is no dark side of the moon. Come to think of it, it's all dark. We only see the moon because of the sun. And I would argue that we only see ourself, capital S, because we have a lowercase self. That's why our egos are our amigos. That's why we do asana. That's why we train our bodies. Because our bodies are not something that we don't treat sacred. We do treat it sacred. The body is the most sacred. In yoga, there's nothing more sacred than the body. It's one of the few practices that is body-oriented in a spiritual way. That you are the temple. And it's really beautiful to be able to know what it is outside. Right? To know outside of ourselves is truly to get our first glimpse here in Shavasana. What's happening around you right now. You're in a different place, but we're all in the same space. Breathing in what the earth is breathing out. Breathing in your best self, because your best self is all about being, to be. There is no best without be. And so here in Shavasana, we're just being our best self. Bettering, again, bettering everything within us for all those around us. If anyone ever says, oh, it's selfish that you do yoga, right? The whole point of yoga is a selfish devotion to being selfless. We work really hard, we take the time for ourselves so that we can truly be there for others. But before we get to others, we first have to just reach one another, right? One another, and also one other. That's what I wanted to say. Right? So as long as we are sharing, we are caring. As long as we're giving, we are living. And that's the key. Let's do one Brahmari just to awaken from our awakenedness. Deep breath in. Good. Time to start to exhale through the mouth, releasing all the breath from the body, learning how to wake from your awakenedness, learning how to take the rest with you. Going through the chakras for 7, feeling the space all around you. 6, moving into the third eye center, into the brain, behind closed eyes. Going even deeper into the throat, into your ability to communicate with yourself. 4, going down into the heart space, right, feeling it here through the pure experience. Bringing it down to your solar plexus. 2. Beautiful. Rock your head side to side. 2 big fingers like stars. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And just again, slowly, gently, just start to move those knees side to side and twist. And twist. Feel how far we've come through this beautiful practice, this gentle journey. Always same, but different. That's why we show up live every week, to be accountable to each other. And that's why we continue to practice throughout the week, so that we can progress, so that we can grow strong like a tree, or bright like a star. Good. Slowly coming up. Find a comfortable seated position now. Any way you want. I like to bring the knees to the ankles, or if you have the flexibility, and it should be natural, no pulling with the hands, the ankles and the tailbone connect. And you'll know you can do that because the knees will stay down. Oh, side to side. Twist. Twist, look towards the straight arm. Twist. 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 Pull away from the one side. Pull away from the other side. Good. Now from here, heart forward, heart back. Heart forward, heart back. Heart forward, heart back. Heart forward, heart back. Beautiful. Circles. Circles in the opposite way. And let's bring our hands together. And just moving our spine any way we want, just getting into those areas that maybe there's a little more tension, maybe there's a little more strong sensation. Go there. Feel. Right, feel. Bring it up over your head. And back down over your head. Good, and open up those palms and feel. And although we're in different places, we're all sharing the same space right now. Put your intention into this moment. Why are you here? Why are we together? What are we receiving? What are we giving? What is the strength of our signal? How much have we been able to turn down the pain, the suffering, the noise? How high have we amplified the sweetness, the safety, the security in ourselves? Feel that heart space, and let's chant the mantra Om to slowly close our palms, close the practice. Deep breath in. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. In our hearts, in our lives, and everything that we see, are, and be. Divine in me sees and shares the divine in you. In love, with love, through love. Thank you everyone for coming out today. Namaste. Yay! Wasn't it? Good flow, girls. Thank you so much. Good flow, Eric. Great job, guys. And always remember, right, this is the best time to sit. It's also the best time to go get lunch. So either way, love, love, love. Rest and digest. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's a beautiful day. I hope you guys all get some sunshine. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye, guys. Blessings.
Ha! I love that. How to wow yourself. That's fantastic. Cliche. Fuck, that's cool. Don't forgive me?